Hi, this is Camelia. I thought I would do a really quick lesson on how to draw a swallow. I just did another beautiful lesson with Ivy Newport, who is one of my favorite teachers and artists. And I was just really inspired, and I also felt like I had a similar theme going, which was that of hope, and especially with everything that's happening at the moment. So I'm also tying it in with a color palette that I feel like is really soothing and healing for the moment. Yesterday I felt quite flat actually, and the way that I connect with colors is kind of helps me with emotions and feelings and all those kind of things that empaths really deal with. So yesterday I kind of was like, actually it's here. I kind of was like this color, but maybe a little bit more blue. It's still a really beautiful color, but as I experienced it, it was quite kind of like sad really, and it was kind of like a sweet sadness. So there was a lack of hope with this color. That was how I experienced it. So one of the things that is amazing with color energy is if you feel like you're drawn to a certain color, or it might be the shadow of a color. So it might not be the most beautiful color. It might be something that's unpleasant or awkward, or you don't really want to feel. But unfortunately, that's just part of life, and that's how we grow and how we learn. And I'm always very honest about my ups and downs. And I try not to dwell on the downs too much, but the reality is they do happen. So one of the ways I work with color energy is, so I might have this kind of flat experience, or like the shadow. If you can imagine, if you compared it to music, it would be the minor key. So it would be a bit sadder. And then it's almost like I kind of have to switch my brain to think in a different way and go, okay, so what would be the remedy for that feeling? And I get colors. I get colors to help me. So one of the things I did was I found this beautiful paper that was in storage. It's kind of thin, but it's still nice to work with. And I just painted it with all these really soft, gentle pastel-y tones. They're slightly grayed out, but they're kind of peachy, pinks, a really soft banana yellow. So I created all these. So that was just a bit of white gesso and a tiny bit of acrylic paint, and I just put a background down. And then I was like, I really wanted to do Ivy's lesson, which was birds. And she talks a lot about wings and the structure of a bird, and also connects it to angels. And I was like, I really want to draw some birds on these paper. And this is where art is so amazing and therapeutic, and you can really see what's happening with you. So what I did see was that I had these quite small pieces of paper, and the birds that I was drawing were quite big, and they weren't, I wasn't able to fit them on the page. So I kind of realized that perhaps I had this feeling that was so big that I wasn't really giving myself the room to feel it, whatever it was. So then I kind of adjusted that feeling. So there's another one. So it was like, oh my gosh, it was just this feeling of not being able to express everything that I wanted to express. And birds are also really about freedom as well. So I kind of connected that to freedom and self-expression. And here's another one that's kind of creeping off the page a bit. So what I did was I worked with these really lovely Derwent watercolors, and I kind of did a sketchy line. I'll show you in the next part. And then I just washed them over with a bit of water here and there. And then I was like, you know what? I can make my birds a bit smaller. And instantly I felt more peaceful. I started to make them some in the distance, a group of them. So they kind of went from being this one big bird on its own that couldn't fit on the page to a group of birds that it was kind of like there was a history to them. There was things coming in the future, and there was things closer. So it kind of was like, I don't know, I kind of went from this frustrated connection with freedom to recreating it in a drawing so that it was more pleasant. Then I found this beautiful illustration, which I can't quite remember, and I saw this sweet little girl. I think she has the tree behind her, and I thought, oh, I feel like drawing a face, and that was also really lovely to kind of connect the feeling. So for me, pink is about love, and this pink is very soft and kind of sweet. And the yellow is hopefulness and optimism as well. So there's a delicacy about this girl, which I also connect with these birds. So I hope you enjoyed that little explanation of how I use colours and art to help with feelings. And what I might do next is I'm going to draw, I've also done this, now it is a little bit messy in some parts. It's like a textured background. I'm not totally happy with it because it's kind of a bit chunky, but and this was the first bird I drew, so it was a bit messy, but it does have space. So what I might do is I might redraw my swallow and put some more things on top, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I hope you enjoy it. Okay.